Next, I would like to invite the second presenter, Dr. Srin Po, Dean of Faculty of Agriculture and Food Processing from National University of Battambang, to make a presentation about his research project under the topic Innovative Farming Systems for Improved Nutrient and Income in Northwest Cambodia. Dr. Srin Po, are you ready? Okay, so please take the floor. Thank you.
Okay. So good morning. So as previous presenter was talking in Khmer, I'm just wondering, should I speak in Khmer rather to get more, familiar with some plant species that are very, it's not it's not well known, some species that we need to specify. So I don't know, the organizer, should I speak in Khmer or English?
You can speak in English, and if you want to further clarify something, then you can do it in Khmer. Be flexible. Your slide presentation is already in English.
Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Okay. So this is one of the sub-project under the HIP project. So the project, was proposed for 3 years, and the budget around 146,000 US dollar, and the project is collaborating with the NGO, government department, and also some international NGO like CIRAT and other university in the US, and also another one in Sydney. So let me briefly the rationale of the project, since we have known that the revolution of agriculture have been changing rapidly, but the main point that we highlighted is the green revolution. So the green revolution was made during the 16th century after the Second World War, and at the moment, right now, it's aware of the negative impact, like chemical input or chemical use in agriculture result negative impact not only environment but also in human health as well. And at the present time, we can see the trend of agriculture turning to sustainable agriculture, which consider on three main areas, including environment, economic, and also society. So this project is looking at how we can improve the soil health, as we can recover the soil quality, since the green revolution is not a good farming practice that improve soil health. We have facing with soil degradation due to chemical agriculture. And another aspect of the project is also how we can improve like household income and also nutrition for Cambodian farmer. So I will mainly present you some finding that we have done under the project, and one of the study of the project, we are looking at a land use contrast to identify a soil health characteristic in 4 different farming system, and one of the 4 is a control that we sample from the forest just recently cut it, or some undisturbed or minimize disturbance, comparing to the farming practice that you can see, like fruit tree intercrop with cassava, or only monocrop like cassava, and also some other monocrop but with the perennial crop. And we're looking at some taxonomy taxa of soil fauna that we identify from the 4 different land use type, and then we're looking at only meso and macro soil fauna to identify some taxa up to the order level. So here is some result from our study that we found. We have seen, we have found that the land use with minimized disturbance, or we can say in the forest soil, uh, have uh, more soil fauna for both, including, I mean, abundant or richness comparing to the other land use type. And with this fauna taxa, we found only 3 of them are dominant in the soil, are mainly mice, bittermite or termite. So this species we can see are highly in the forest soil, but we found less in the other land use type. So these 3 species are very, I mean, very useful. I mean, very benefit to agricultural soil, because some of them are predator of nematode or some other insect larvae that are living in the soil. So the interestingly, we found some species that found in the forest soil and less in the other farming system, uh, like cassava only, or mango orchard. So this reason we found less, mainly because of some chemical use, and also some like the soil disturbance, like plowing, that we are hypothesizing that would be the main effect of the fauna diversification, and also some abundance of the species that we found. So we also looking at how the species related to some chemical in the soil. I mean the plant nutrient, not the chemical input. So we're looking at how they can correlate it to to pH or to nitrogen or some other plant nutrition. So the soil with higher fauna or richness of soil fauna may having a good pH. I mean the pH would be a bit higher, and also this related to nitrogen as well. So more fauna that provide more nitrogen in the soil. And another result that we found, we're looking at how each variable correlated to each other. So we found the organic matter is one of the significant factor would influence on nitrogen and also on pH. So I mean organic matter play a very important role in the soil that provide like a good habitat for soil fauna, and then soil fauna provide like like uh, uh, decomposition, and also some uh, break down all the organic matter, provide a better structure of the soil, and also this is the one of the key factor that would improve soil quality. And for the second study, we're looking at a farming system in two different practice management. One is called conservation agriculture on the left, and at the right hand side is the conventional tillage. So two of these practices are significantly different in terms of a soil disturbance. So the left hand side is no tillage, it's less less soil disturbance, and organic matter is added uh, most of the time. I mean to cover the soil, and then the right hand side is the conventional one, which uh, is not much taking care of uh, of the soil. And then we're looking at how a soil biodiversity and also soil health are different in the two different practice. And here's some result that we found. So we're looking at three different soil depth. The first one is 0 to 5 centimeters, second one 5 to 10, and third one 10 to 20. So the overall is significant different in terms of abundance and richness of the species in the conservation agriculture comparing with the conventional tillage. And then we're looking at how we can see different, mainly a huge change for the conventional and conventional tillage comparing with the conservation agriculture. The first soil depth is it change much better than the other soil depth. It means that the organic matter may improve slowly to the from the top to down. I mean, so this is one of the finding that we should highlight that for farming practice is one of the way to promote it for soil improvement, because soil degradation is already already well known and also already uh, taking place almost uh, everywhere in the country. And we're looking at some species at the first layer of the soil depth. So we found uh, species also different between conventional agriculture and also conservation agriculture, sorry, and conventional tillage. Some species are present uh, higher than those in conventional tillage, and these species were not much present. We can we can assume that most of the species very sensitive to the soil disturbance, like plowing or some agricultural activity that that make them run away, or they are not, they are killed sometime. So this is uh, some interesting result that we should consider into agriculture practice or promoting for agriculture farming system improvement in the country. And we also run RDA to see which species are dominant in uh, in in each practice management. So we found very clear that conventional agriculture providing a better, more diversified soil fauna comparing to conventional tillage. So conventional tillage is reducing uh, richness and also decrease abundance of soil fauna. And then we also looking at how it different between soil depth. But I mean, it's clearly that the first soil depth 0 to 5 is more more improving by adapting a conservation agriculture practice. And also we looking at how this related to the plant nutrients. So soil fauna are mainly related to nitrogen and also soil organic matter. So this is the three of the three uh, factor that we found highly in conservation agriculture, and this is that that finding is suggesting that farming practice is one of the key for our soil improvement. And I moved to another study of the project, looking at some wild food plant species that available in the market in northwest part of the country. So in this study, we are looking at what are the beneficial of wild food plant, and also how they important or their value in the market. So wild food plant species, it means the wild eatable plant, and mainly, I mean, refer to genetic heritage. Is not hybrid, and we looking at this species that would provide uh, a opportunity of farmer to get income by producing this species and then selling with the high price in the market. So we uh, we sample uh, our study. We interview 275 seller, where in 7 market in Siem Reap and 7 market in Battambang. And these species that we found are available in the market. So we can see clearly some species are very few that availability in the market, and most of them are characterized as the wild food plant species, like like uh, Malabar spinach or river leaf or some chaya or some black cardamom, noni or madan. We can see very few. I mean, it's not available everywhere. I mean, sometimes we hard to find them for our cooking. And if we looking at the value of this species at the market, so we estimate to US dollar per kg. So these plant species are very high, and like the cardamom is one of the top high price in the market, and not very, I mean, it's not many seller available. I mean, it's not many market that we can find this species. So the blue point is representing the frequency that we found in the market, and the gross rate is the mean of the price. So you can see these species are very high price and very few that available at the market. So this is one of the finding that we could uh, promote this species for both for uh, income and also for nutrition. We haven't done some nutrition for those are not available online, but we are going to looking at some nutrition of some plant species that are not available, and we have uh, we have some data on moringa. It's very good nutrition. I mean, it's very high nutrition content, and also some other species as well, like chaya contain iron very high, and some other species we haven't checked yet, but we are going to do it later. And the project finding that we are looking at will be integrated into our curriculum. We are setting up a green lab at the University of Battambang, where student or some farmer can access. So one of the reason for setting up a green lab at the university, we are aware of most of the students studying agriculture, their parents are farmer. In statistically, we estimate about 90% of them that their parents are farmer. So integrated some technology at the university would impact highly to the community. So the student may bring knowledge to their parent and to improve farming system. And beside this, we also uh, developing a smartphone app that would be used for extension purposes that farmer can easily access to some technology or knowledge that would be useful for their farming to improve their income. And also we are establishing a green lab. Beside the green lab, we are going to setting up a seed lab. So seed is one of the main issue in the country, like some other species that we have found at very high value at the market. But I mean, those are not uh, easy to get the seed. I mean, this is one of the limitation of to propagate or to produce some species that are very high price, but the limitation is the seed. So this is one of the reason that we are going to establish a seed lab at the university, and we also collaborate with Eco Asia in Chiang Mai. Then we can exchange some seed or some species that available at Eco, and then setting up at the university to be one of the source of wild food plant seed for Cambodia. And in summary, we can say diversification cropping system or some farming practice that make I mean that adapting diversification or something that could be integrated together is one of the significant farming management practice to be considered for promoting with the reason of improving soil biodiversity and also soil health and plant species that containing like high nutrition that are very important for our farmer for getting a benefit of getting income from their production. And this plant species mainly, I mean, normally resilient to the fact of changing or uncertain weather, very tolerant to the weight, or very tolerant to the drought, like chaya, we can see evergreen, or we can, I mean, easily for propagate and high value at the market, and also high nutrition content. And this should be strategically promoted for income generation and so for nutrition. So that's all for my presentation, and I will be happy to answer for any question. Thank you.
Many thanks, Dr. Pao, for your wonderful presentation and sharing the results of your study with us. Actually, there are two studies in his project. The first one is to compare soil biodiversity and soil health in conservative agriculture and conventional tillage management practices. And the second study is to categorize the beneficial use of wild food plants and assess the nutritional and economic impact. We now welcome questions from the audience. Do you have any questions regarding Dr. Srin Pao presentation? We got one question from Professor Murad. Professor Murad, please.
I'm coming. Sorry, I need to I am activating camera and sorry. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if you see me. I don't see myself. Thank you very much. It was very interesting presentation, and I think you make very important point, and even they concern further than Cambodia's case, I think. And as an economist, of course, I was thinking from the point of view of the farmers, and also from the productivity level for farmers adopting conventional or modern tiling techniques. What about the productivity of these techniques? I imagine, if I understand you correctly, but in the long term, conventional agriculture is the way to go because you preserve the richness of the soil, and modern tiling could have a decreasing productivity on the long term. But in the short term, I imagine that modern tiling has a higher point productivity and more attractive to the farmers. Is it true? If it is true, of course, then it is a very difficult trade-off for the farmers. And how could we help them to face this trade-off and not to go all over on the modern techniques and exhaust the soil very quickly? Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for your question. I mean, this is very important for extension research, and we have been doing with farmer in Banan, in Battambang province. So we are aware of introducing a conventional agriculture is one of the key important that not produce much at the first year. With this reason, we are trying to help them with setting up of irrigation system, and also providing some a good technique where they can produce 3 cycles per year. So the conventional tillage farmer normally produce vegetable only 1 cycle a year. So instead of high production, but they can produce like 3 times a year, which totally a higher income than those produce 1 time a year. And farmers are now aware of a soil improvement after just 1 year and a half. They are noting that with the plot of conventional tillage, they have more chicken coming, because of like some earthworm or some soil insect that are more in the plot, and where chicken are looking for their feed. So this is one of the good point that we have learned from our farmer in Banan. So this is a response to your question.
Yes, thank you very much. So complementarity and quality, maybe having less yield but higher quality, if the market can values it, can be indeed it's a possibility of overcoming this this difficult trade-off. Maybe if we had the same type of questions in Europe about organic agriculture, of course. Transition to organic agriculture is at least for many years you get lower yield, and if the market doesn't value the quality of the product, because in terms of nutrition, of course, the product is a better quality, and at least for some products, for example, for eggs, it's very difficult to show the advantage of organic agriculture in terms of components, but for other products and born layer, legumes, vegetables, it's quite clear. But in a way, if there isn't a change of terms of the trade-off, farmers need to eat at the end of the day. They need to have money, and it will be difficult maybe to preserve the quality of the soil on the long term. if they are not helped for it, if there are no incentives, and also the market that evaluates their efforts on the short term for as an investment in the long term. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, but we have noted that, you know, because of the organic product are getting higher value, not only in Europe but also in Cambodia. Some organic store are established recently, and this is one of the benefit that providing a pressure to the vegetable producer, so they can sell a bit higher price with the conservation agriculture or some organic product. So this is one of the benefits of the market value that provide them to adopt some organic or some conservation practice at their farm. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Murat, for your question. We still have a few minutes for Dr. Pearl's session. Any more questions or further clarifications, please?
I have maybe one more question, but it's maybe too large. Your remark about the chickens made me think. What about the synergies between different crops and wild products? Have you explored the possibility that combining them can be beneficial in a specific way or not? It's not exactly your projects, I understand it, but do you have any plan to explore the synergies between species, fauna, and different products also?
Yeah, actually, this is one of our part of the study as well, that we try to intensify the product with a specific land scale. So with intensify, we try to integrate some species that would grow together with a small land size, with the high production of the wild food plant production. This is the next step of our study, but we haven't done any data collection yet, but we are trying to setting up our green lab at the university to be one of the trial part at the university, looking at how we can intensify them together to get a high production in a small space. So that is one of our part as well.
Thank you very much. Just a question about your data. How many lots have you explored, tested?
So for conventional tillage and conservation agriculture, we have a 10 plot in Battambang and 10 plot in Siem Reap. So one in Siem Reap representative sandy soil, and the other one in Battambang representative clay soil. So both we have the same result, although it is sandy soil or clay soil. So the interestingly is the tool used with conservation would be different because of the the soil structure and soil property. Yeah.
Thank you very much. But the intensity of richness is the same, whatever the soil, between these two kind of agriculture, if I understand.
Yes, the richness is not significant different. And abundant also not significant different.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much for this very interesting presentation.
All right, the time has come. Thank you so much, Professor Murad, and thank you so much, Dr. Pal, for your presentation. Now, please